in a net with Annette. For your mind, body, and soul, get caught in a net with Annette. It's your intellectual radio show, here to inspire you and encourage you to be your very best. Get caught in a net with Annette.
You are now tuned in to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette, where your hosts, Annette Harris, analyze intriguing life questions and concerns, such as, do Christians suffer from mental illness? Have you wondered why they act abnormal? Or you may ask, what is really going on in their minds? Do you need Annette? Well, keep listening for a biblical understanding of the psychology of the mind.
Hey guys, welcome to another wonderful segment of Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. I am your host, Annette Harris. I want to thank you so much for joining us on today, for watching and or listening. Listen, we are going to get started. I want to alert you that we are live on my Facebook page, Annette Get Caught in Annette. And then also my wonderful producer, shout out to him, Earl Winfrey over at Intellectual Radio, has uploaded us live on my YouTube channel, GetCaughtinANet Incorporated. So if you go over there and type it, you will hear the audio portion of the segment. At the end of this segment, we are going to upload the video there as well. And I do encourage you that when you come in to please click that share button, click the share button. And we're going to just jump right in. Of course, I have to acknowledge the Lord. I always do. Lord, we thank you for this wonderful day that you've blessed us to see. We ask that you would get the glory out of this session and everything we go to say and do. And we pray this all in your name. And our opening scripture is the first part of Hosea 4:6, and it states, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And I always tell you guys, if you see my face about 12 noon on a Wednesday, that does mean it is time for you to come on and get caught in the net. I have a guest on this afternoon that I am introducing to you, and I have met them virtually myself for the first time the other day. This young man reached out to me and wanted to come on and get caught in the net and kind of feature what he is doing. And I see you guys as you're coming in. Go ahead and just type in something. That way I can recognize your name. Michelle, I do see you. Thank you so much. If you wouldn't mind clicking that share button. But my guest on today, Mr. Andre Carter, is in the virtual house on today. Andre, I think it also has AJ Carter on his Facebook page. But Mr. Carter, how are you doing on today?
Doing wonderful. Thank you, Annette. I appreciate it.
Good. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad that we made our acquaintance, and we're going to kind of highlight what you're doing. You have, oh my goodness, I was looking at your contact sheet that you sent me. You have done so much, sir. So I'm going to ask you in your own words to kind of introduce yourself to my audience. Tell them who you are before we actually get into this interview on today. Who is Mr. Carter?
Well, my name is Andre AJ Carter. I'm an author, a poet, a relationship expert, life coach. I do it, but just matter who you ask. I'm a minister. Just matter who you ask.
Oh, you're a minister as well. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, wonderful. Well, that's good. That's good information. Yeah, I was looking at your contact sheet. I'm looking at it right now. It says, but up at the top, it has you're the goal setting and relationship expert, known as the love mechanic. That's one of the titles you have here, which is very interesting. But it also says you're a certified master life coach and a goal success life coach, certified in that as well. That's interesting. A lot of certifications there. Now, when did you become certified? And maybe you can kind of explain to us exactly what those titles mean.
Okay. The certification is just like going, you go to school and you get certified in different things. You can get certified nursing or whatever. Being a life coach is all about coaching someone to their success, making them realize where they want to be in life and how to get there. That's what life coaches do.
Okay. And what attracted you to that? This is a side question. What attracted you to wanting to do that?
Well, I've always wanted to do that in all actuality. This is what I was born to do. I've been helping people from when I was a teenager. I just wasn't getting paid for it. When the certification came out, I said, well, I might as well get certified doing what I was already doing.
Okay, well, that makes sense. But so then obviously, like you said, you just had a heart for helping people. And this is one of the ways that you were successful in being able to do that. Well, that's wonderful, because now I know that a lot of these life coaches or certifications to become one has probably become like new as in recent years. And, more people are migrating to it to actually become a coach or to, learn, from a life coach, which is, actually, I think it's a good thing. See, sometimes individuals, they may have a slight, they may know what they want to do, or maybe they don't. And then here you come in as a life coach to kind of help to guide them through. So that's admirable of you. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for explaining those titles to us. I see you, Gail Reed. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you guys. And guys, go ahead and tag in as many as you can. We'll be here for an hour today, talking with Mr. Carter. And I believe that his book, what we're going to focus on, is something that you are you're going to want to listen to. You're going to want to hear about it. Tag males, tag females, because once I tell you the title of this book, I don't want you to think it's just for one gender. It is for both genders, and he has something that he wants to share. But let me ask, Mr. Carter, did your upbringing, because I was also reading on your contact sheet the different things that you've gone through as you came along, as you were growing up. Did your upbringing have an impact on your life career choices, whether it was the certified life coach? I see you are a songwriter. Oh my goodness, so many songs by the time you were 19 years old. A 1982 New York State gold medalist in swimming. Wow, that's impressive. Author, 3-time United States Library of Congress poetry winner, and a motivational speaker. That's just a few things, guys, that I told you that he does. But did your upbringing and how you came along, did they have an impact on all of those career choices that you've been involved in?
I'm pretty sure, everything that you're exposed to has an impact. It makes you who you are. If you're not exposed to it, you don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. That's interesting. I always like to kind of look back at different things and see how everything has come together, whether it was something that and how you were impacted, maybe some things that you've gone through, experienced personally. It may have altered or changed your mindset, and you may have said, okay, I'm going to give back. I went through this, but I want to help somebody else so they don't have to go through that, or maybe help them to manage and get through it a little bit better. So that was what I was thinking when I asked you that question, because it does seem like all of it came together for you, if you will. Now
Okay.
let's talk a little bit about this book. I want to get to talking about this book. Hi, Pastor Pam, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you, and blessings to you as well. So the title of your book is The Manual. Okay, guys, it's manual, so it's hyphenated. The word man, hyphenation, UAL. The relationship manual for men that's loved by women. I'm going to see if I can pull up something while I'm going to have you kind of talk about this. The actual, let's see, the actual, let me see if I can pull up a cover or something, so that they will see what I'm talking about. But I'm going to show this picture. This is going to be interesting. You guys look at this. The manual. So you understand what I was just talking about, all right? That's just one of the pictures of the book. So manual, the relationship manual for men that's loved by women, okay? That title alone should intrigue you and grab your attention, guys. I wanted to show that. But yeah, so okay, so let's jump into this. What in the world was the main purpose of you writing this book? What was your main purpose?
Well, mainly when I first started out, it was all about introducing men on. So a lot of men have a problem with dating and getting the right woman. My book is more like a GPS. You know, it takes you from the beginning to the end of how to attract a woman, how to maintain the woman, and how to keep her. And that's what the book is about in a nutshell.
Ooh, I like that description, a GPS, so that they would know exactly what route to take, whether you should go down in that bumpy street or or how to avoid the potholes. I'm just going to talk, in terms of being in traffic and out there driving. I love that, the GPS. All right, so that was your purpose in writing the book. And did this come out of personal experiences?
Almost definitely. Everything that I've written in there is based on personal experiences. It's not a figurative type of book where it's all theory. No, those are things that actually happened. Okay. And I've spoke about my experiences in the book. A couple of things in there are experiences I've taken from somebody else. Some of the people that I speak to, that I coach, I didn't put anybody's name because I didn't want to put anybody on, in the corner like that. But yeah, a couple of them are from other people, but they are all real.
Okay, so it's based on real life experiences and things that you or maybe others have dealt with yourself.
Right. Exactly.
I didn't get a chance to read your entire book. I just read little, bits of it, and I'm from what you have given me. But I want to ask you, this is probably a interesting question. Did you violate any unwritten men rules by writing this book?
Probably. But you know what? No matter what you do, you cannot make everybody happy.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I mean, that's fine, because I was reading some of your towards the beginning of your book, and you actually mentioned, I need to go back to it. You actually mentioned in like that first chapter, something that intrigued me, caught my attention, because you were saying about how to maintain a lasting relationship.
Okay.
I'm going to scroll down here, guys. Give me a second. So, I mean, I actually like the way you brought it out, because you talked about maintaining relationship is very important, and you likened it unto how you maintain cars or, or what have you. And it made a lot of sense, because one thing you said in there was how you start off a relationship is how you need to continue on with it. But you also, one thing that really, really grabbed my attention, I'm just going to tell you this because this is how I am. You said communication is key. It's so important. And that's how I am. Communication is vital to me. So as a woman reading that, I can relate to that. I can understand and know that that is very important in a relationship, because you can do stuff all day long. But when that communication is not there, you're losing me.
Exactly.
I'm gonna. Hey, I don't know if did I say hi to Gail? Hey, Gail. I'm gonna be shifting back and forth and looking at comments if there are any. And I do want to encourage you guys that as we're talking about his book, talking to Mr. Carter on today about his book, if you have any questions or comments for him, please go ahead and throw them into the comment section, and I will do my best to read them while we are on the air. And whatever we don't get to, if there's anything, then I'll ask Mr. Carter to kind of go back on the live feed and maybe see if he can answer them himself. But there are some comments here that I am looking at here. Deidre says GPS, there's no confusion about that. We all understand that technology. That's very true. She also says here, no matter what you do, can't make everyone happy. That's a whole life lesson in that. That's true. That's true, Deidre. So it's almost like you have to, if you feel commissioned to do something as in penning this book, yes, by all means, go ahead and do it, because, like you said, and as so many others say, you're not going to please everybody. So you have to do it. I just asked that question about men, because I know sometimes men are like, okay, we're going to take away your man card because you done gave away all our secrets, type thing or something like that. So I didn't know if maybe you had any kind of reactions. Have you had any reactions from any males, whether or not they read the book or knew that you were writing this book in that respect?
I've had crazy reactions, very crazy.
Really?
Reactions. Oh yeah, oh yeah. One time I was at a book signing, and a guy told me that because of the book, he ended up in divorce.
Because of the book?
Because of the book. He came and spit on my books and told me, later for you, because what happened was I brought out all the things that he wasn't doing in the relationship, and his wife peeped it and was mad about it. Yeah.
Right on track asking you that question. Okay.
I was like, wow.
Wow, that's deep. But that's probably like your only negative reaction you had to it in that sense.
Yeah, that's the worst one. That's the worst of it, So every now and then you get people that don't like this or don't like that. I can't help it you don't like.
Right. Okay. And you're right. You just have to kind of go on again, as we stated earlier. That's interesting. He said you gave away to his secrets, or told her what to watch out for, basically, was what I'm hearing. Wow. Okay. Well, this is interesting, guys. This manual. All right. So how did you come about with this title, though?
Well, originally, it was for men. Okay, that's what's the idea behind it. But what I found was women loved it more than the men did. So that's where the title came from. Originally, when I wrote this book, it was because I'm a recovering sex addict.
Okay.
I've been in therapy for 25 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I wrote this book, I was thinking, people say, when you write something, you write what you know. So what I knew a lot about was how to get women, because as an addict, just like any other addict, if you're addicted to drugs or whatever, you're gonna do whatever it is you have to do in order to get to those drugs.
Yeah.
Sex addiction is much of the same thing, and it's not what people think it is, because a lot of people think, oh, he just likes to have a lot of sex, or whether he's a hoe or this or whatever. No, an addiction means that it's a compulsion. It's a totally different thing. A compulsion that's way out of your control, that you cannot control, and you got to go have sex. Once you busted that nut, it's like relief.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've had sex with women that I didn't even know. Half of them, I can't even remember their names. I'll put it that way to you.
Okay. So yeah, that is the difference, it being an addiction as opposed to anything else. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so let's see. Now, I don't think I asked you this. How did writing this book actually, how did it even relate? I mean, we already talked about the various career choices that you have been in and or are in. How did even writing this book even relate to any of those career choices?
Well, I started off as a writer, and I'm still a writer. I'm just writing something different. So writing was what I always enjoyed. Writing was a way of spreading knowledge and, just information that a lot of us don't get an opportunity to be privy to. So
Yeah.
that's why I wrote it.
Okay. All right. Simple enough. Okay. So let's see. All right. Is this what number book is this? How many books have you written?
About 5, something like that.
This is the most recent one?
Well, there's another one directly after that, and then I have actually about 3 more coming after that about relationships. So yeah, there's a bit.
Okay, all right. Let's do a break right here and allow you to share where they can find your book, this book, or any other books that you've written.
Okay. You can find the book on Amazon, Goodreads. You can go to tiny URL, the Manual of Love.
Okay.
tinyurl.com / the Manual of Love.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So you guys make sure, even while we're talking on today, that you make sure that you go to Amazon or any of the other outlets. I know I say Amazon because it's a little bit quicker for people sometimes. And look up Mr. Carter. Look up his books. What are the names of your other books? I know we're focusing on this one, but what are the other names?
Okay. GPS, the Guided Planner to Success, is the latest one. Okay, that one was written basically for students because it derived out of this COVID thing where everybody's out of school, and I wanted to continue to motivate the students and to teach them the things that aren't being taught in our schools, because it's not just a regular planner. This is a planner where it teaches you about the things that you're going to need to know outside of high school, and that it continues to inspire you day by day. I got affirmations on every page. I go and talk about finances and how to purchase a home and the difference between leasing and buying a car.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think that, oh, if I buy the car, I'm paid. I got money because I'm buying this car. I thought the same thing. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought the same thing. Unfortunately, when I moved out here to Great Neck 20 years ago, one thing I noticed was everybody's leasing. Why? Because you're going to sit here and turn the car in about 3 years or so, it's going to be old to you, and you're going to want another one. The only thing you did by purchasing the car was buy more money, spend more money for the same exact car somebody else is spending less for.
Okay. Okay. Got to use some wisdom. All right. Okay. Okay. So let's get back to this book. So tell me, you have a lot of chapters in this book. Let me see. I think it is 34 chapters.
Didn't count.
It looks like 34 chapters. Do you have a favorite chapter or a favorite portion of this book?
Oh, I mean, I enjoyed every portion actually of what that, because when I wrote it, I thought of what would I enjoy at myself, thinking as a reader, what would I enjoy actually reading through?
Hmm.
So each chapter that I wrote, I put that type of thought into it. So I enjoyed it all. And everybody that has read it told me the same exact thing.
Right, right. Okay. I'm going to read this review. I believe it's some book club. I can't pronounce that. Is it Alchemist book club review? And this was kind of interesting. It says here, the manual is the best book I have ever read on love, family, and relationships. It really got me thinking about reevaluating how I treat the woman I love. There is so much interesting information. I never laughed so hard as some of the stuff the author had to say about love and the mistakes some men make. I thought, wow, that's me all day. The importance of picking the right woman to be your wife. Wow, to say the least. He dropped some bombs in here. By far, that was my favorite chapter. If I could give this book 100 stars, I would. Unfortunately, I can only give it 5. Do yourself a favor, guys, and get this book. Now that I was kind of chuckling at that, because they said that, you were basically, they were saying you were kind of just being transparent and kind of, I guess, the joking, or not joking, but the way you were able to just really relate to them personally, they appreciate it. And they can see themselves in what you were saying. I'm sure you have so many other reviews, but after reading something like that, what did that make you? How did that make you feel?
Amazing. Actually, I was on top of the world.
Okay, all right. And that's all you felt?
It inspired me to keep going. I'll say that.
Okay. All right, that's a good thing. And it should, you always want to get the positive reviews. Of course, anything negative, you're going to have both sides of it, but you want to get something that is going to motivate you, encourage you, or maybe revamp something. And, it's always good to get, have constructive criticism as well. But that was a good review. That's why I wanted to read that one. Brandy, thank you for joining us. She says here, this book sounds like something I, as a woman, would enjoy immensely. Thank you for that comment. With that particular comment in mind, do you have more women purchasing, more men, or do you know?
Definitely more women. Definitely more women.
Okay. All right. Well, and I guess that's a good thing. You put that portion in there on the title. It's loved by women. It's loved by women. So yeah, I can see how, a woman probably be like, okay, let me check this out. See what a man is saying. Because guess what, ladies, you guys that are on here, I'm sure you probably understand and know what I'm talking about. Our men, they don't talk a whole lot sometimes. They don't. And so for someone a man rather, to sit down and pen, a guide such as this, to help us to understand and know where the men are coming from, what's on their mind, what their thoughts are. And he's trying to help them, help the men. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. Brandy, I definitely agree with that particular comment. Again, if you guys have any comments or questions for Mr. Carter on today regarding this book, and regarding what he has written, absolutely, he's giving us the inside look. Yeah, we need that. What's the one book or saying? Men are from Mars? Women are from Venus?
Men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
Yeah. Hey, so wait, were you inspired a little bit by that book at all? Did that have any play in you even wanting to write this manual?
Not necessarily. reading that particular book, what I did was I read several books, not just that one, but quite a few. And I took what wasn't in those books and put it in my book. Because there's a lot of questions that, people aren't writing about that, hey, it's important to know.
Right. Definitely. Okay. And so let's talk. What I'm gonna do. They're asking for the name of the book again. I'm gonna flash this across the screen again, so you guys will have it. But so your preparation in writing this book, we know that you have. Can you guys see that? Let me know if you can see the name of the book, the manual, the relationship manual for men that's loved by women. That's the name. And you can go to Amazon in case you guys didn't catch that when he mentioned that earlier. He did mention other publications, but I'm going to, by the time the show ends on today, I'm going to ask him to maybe type in the other ways that you can purchase this book. I know you said Amazon and you said a lot. You said a lot of other ones as well, but we know Amazon. Everybody knows Amazon. So Here it is, guys. All right. So the manual for men that's loved by women. All right. You got that? Okay. You guys can see it. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. All right. So was that really your only preparation? Like you said, you read some other books and you made sure to put in your book what they did not have. Was that difficult for you though? Did they have a whole lot in there that you probably would have placed in your book?
There are some things that, I thought about that were in other books, but a majority of the books that are out there about dating have more to do with having sex.
Okay.
And a relationship is much more than that.
Yes.
After I bust and you bust, now what?
Yeah. Okay. So. Hey guys, Mr. Carter just keeps it real. He just keeps it really real. And, again, you can appreciate something like that. I'm going to actually try to go to Amazon as well and post that on there. I'm going to see if we can place the link so they can go straight to it. But you have to appreciate someone that keeps it real. When you're dealing with situations like this, when you're dealing with relationships, because we all know it's not easy sometimes. There are some out here. Okay, here it is. Perfect. Oh, you can get it on Kindle too. Okay. Wonderful. I'm going to put the link, guys. I love this. So you guys can make sure that if you want to purchase this book, by the time we end this segment on today, we will encourage you to do just that. So I'm going to put that into the comment section here. I think there's a question here on the floor I'm going to ask. I think I saw you, Michelle. All right. She says here, what was your motivation for writing this particular book? Was it a failed relationship or a successful one? I apologize if you talked about this earlier. He did, but we're going to ask Mr. Carter to answer that again, if he would not mind for us.
Okay. As I said before, the motivation behind the book was for me to write what I knew. I'm a recovering sex addict. I've been in therapy for about 25 years, and I wanted to write to the men how to get and to maintain and keep a relationship the proper way. Because everybody, I get a lot of people, I'll put it this way, I get a lot of people that tell me they're doing everything they possibly can for their mate, and they're still not happy. I read a book, I think it was Dr. Chapman, the 5 love languages, and yes. It tells you, it breaks down stuff like that, where you could be thinking you're doing everything, and you're really not doing anything that this person wants. Kind of like me hiring a doctor, but you're doing lawyer work. You're not doing what I hired you for. You're not doing what I need you for. You're doing a lot of work, but none of it is what I need.
Mm. Be more specific, right?
That's right.
I love this. I love it. Okay. I hope that answered your question, Michelle. Thanks for asking that. Go ahead and type in anything else that you guys want to ask or comment on. But yeah, all right. So I know that we were talking about your prep. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Michelle has another question. She says, are you currently in therapy now? And she's sure. She said, I'm sure writing this caused some triggers and or traumas.
Oh no. Oh no. It didn't.
Okay, writing it didn't. Okay.
No, not
But
at all.
you are currently still in therapy.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So obviously the therapy is helping or helped you to a point where it didn't cause any triggers or trauma.
Right.
Would that be accurate? Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's good, actually, because sometimes writing, or can I use the word rehashing things, sometimes can trigger.
Right.
And I totally understand why she asked that question.
I get that too. But keep in mind that the reason why people write journals, it's to let go of all the issues that may affect you. And if you are writing it and you write it over and over and over, you see a track record of what's actually happening and how to fix it. So if you write it down, you know what it is. If you don't write it down, you may not remember it, and you keep doing the same mistakes over and over and over again.
I like that. I like that. Okay. So to avoid making those mistakes, that's what you can do. All right. See, now this is good stuff. And you know what? It can be applied in various aspects of our lives. That concept that he just told you about. So not just, only what we're discussing on today, but it can definitely help you relate to other things in your life. I love you guys throwing these comments in here. Let's see. Deidre says the proper way, that is key. That's so true. Brandy says, absolutely. Many of us don't understand that there are two aspects of the love languages. One is how you like to be loved. The other is how you tend to express love. There can be a huge difference. Totally. Exactly. I totally agree.
Yeah.
You want to comment on that?
Well, like I think it was Dr. Chapman, like I said, mentioned about the 5 love languages. One person may like gifts. If you're not giving them gifts, then you're not really loving them. You be kissing on them and hugging them and having sex and being home on time and all that type of stuff. And none of that works for them. Another person may like affection. You got to touch on them and things of that nature. If you're not doing that, some people blow you off and be like, "Oh, come on, stop hugging me, stop kissing me. That's all mushy. I don't like that."
Yeah.
That could be an issue.
For some people, a huge issue.
A huge issue.
Right. For sure.
Me, myself, I'm affirmations, which means that you got to tell me I love you. I'm not going to guess it. And if you're not going to tell me, I'm not going to feel it. You could be doing everything else. If I'm not being encouraged.
Right. That makes sense. What I'm hearing from you and what makes sense is that it really points back to yourself. You have to know yourself.
Right.
You're going to have to know what your affirmations are, what your love language is. Excuse me, should I say? You need to know that you're that type of individual that needs the love and affection, or you are the type of person that needs gifts, or what have you. So you have to know yourself first before you can actually present yourself to others, if you will. So you can't really go into, or you should not go into a relationship not knowing who you are, what your needs and your wants are. Yeah, I would agree. Definitely. All right. The 5 love languages is a staple for relationships. It is crucial to know your partner's love language. Yeah, that's true, Beatrice. Hey, Catherine, my good friend. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate you guys. If you haven't done so already, guys, remember, click that share button, click the share button, and let's get this out so others will know. They'll be introduced to Mr. Carter and to his book as well. And this is what we're discussing on today, the manual. I like to say that. The relationship manual for men that's loved by women. And I'm telling you, some people probably like, where was this book back in 19? No, let me stop. To kind of help them out. Let's see. And there was something else I got a little sidetracked when I was reading that last comment. But you did mention that more women purchase your book than men. I do want to ask you, in terms of, are there more married couples that purchase it, or singles, or would you even know that percentage?
I really wouldn't know the percentage, but I do know both categories. They do read it, because I've had guys tell me how I read this book every night with my wife in bed and this and that. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I guess, because you mentioned about the guy earlier that came to your book side and it was just like through with you and your book. But can you talk about maybe a little bit, maybe testimonies of individuals like you mentioned who are reading this in their marriages or in their relationship, and it has actually built them up? Do you have any examples of those?
I get, off the top of my head, I get people that tell me that they've learned a lot, and they learned all the mistakes that they were making in their relationship. I get a lot of that.
Okay.
So.
Oh, well, that's good. Deidre says, loving a person the way they want to be loved is affirming, even when we are not using words to affirm them. Ooh. Okay, Deidre, come on now. Well, type that in there. I love it. Yeah, that's very true. Michelle says you used a great resource for your book, mentioning the 5 love languages. Yeah, I would agree too. He did a lot of research, he said, in reading books, and figured out what he wanted to put in his book that weren't in the others. And that is good research. I'm glad you did that.
I would like to say just one thing about what the young lady said about affirming. The actions versus the speaking, they're not the same. Number one, okay. Mm-hmm. Even Dr. Chapman mentions that.
Right.
It's not the same. Okay, you could be doing all the actions, but what other actions mean? The guys that don't have ESP, so he doesn't know if it's just lust or love, and there is a difference. Both.
Okay.
You could be kissing and hugging and grabbing on each other and all that type of stuff. Yeah. One is lust, one is love.
Definitely. Okay. Good distinguishment there. And it's good to know that, guys. Love or lust. Ooh, we and hope this manual will help you guys to distinguish which is which. Let's see. Okay, so let me get back. Now, you are married.
I've been married 21 years.
Okay. And I was looking at your, as you were, acknowledging individuals in your book. Is it 6 children? How many children? Okay. 6 children. Okay. So let's talk about this impact on your marriage and your family of writing this book.
Well, I brought in 3 children into the marriage.
Okay.
1 we had together, and 2 she had, from a previous marriage.
Okay.
So that's how we got the 6.
Okay, that's how you got the 6. Okay, so when you were writing this book, did you talk to your wife? You were like, okay, I'm going to write this book or whatever. What were her thoughts? Did she have any thoughts on it? And your children as well?
I got nothing but praise.
Okay.
So, people are happy that, they have an author in the family and this and that, and they're supportive of that.
Okay. All right.
regardless of what the book was about or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's you got a good family then, because some people don't want. I mean, being an author, okay, that's fine, but then some people are like, okay, I don't want you to talk about that, or they may have their reservations about it. So if you didn't have that's a good thing.
Right.
So I'm sure your children are probably of age to understand what this book is about. So that's also a good thing, Maybe do they even mention whether or not it helps them in their relationships, your children?
They point out a few things, but nothing major. Most of the stuff that I went through in the book is how I raised my kids. So it's not like they're learning something new. The first thing I do when I'm passing on knowledge is to pass it on to the ones that I love first.
Right.
So.
And that's good. That's good. Let's see. Question for you from Michelle says, did your wife give input or did you solicit her input?
No, not at all.
You did this totally on your own, huh? Okay.
Totally on my own.
Okay. And let me see here there, because he has a lot of acknowledgments in the beginning, but I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna maybe read a couple of your chapter names. Would that be okay? The names of your chapters? Okay. All right. So we already mentioned about the first chapter, maintaining a lasting relationship. And then there's one for tips for sparking life back into your marriage. I want to go down here because I'm sure some more juicy ones. Let me go. The importance of picking the right woman to be your wife. That was mentioned in one of the reviews that I read. Okay. Dating ideas, places to go. That seems like it could be a very practical chapter there. Oh, I love this one. What does it mean to spend quality time? Oh, that's so important to me. That's so important. Uh-oh, guys, should I read this one? Should I have sex with my ex? Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's see. Ladies, it's time to take responsibility. Ooh, that sounds like a very good chapter or interesting chapter.
It is one of my favorite chapters, actually. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so wait, without giving too much away about the book or that chapter, you really focus on women in that particular chapter, I mean, you're not getting on us. You're not getting on us, are you? Are you just really giving advice or? All right. No worries. You guys have to get this book. Spotting Gold Diggers is another name of a chapter. Oh, that is interesting. Okay, and how about this for you guys that are dating? How to turn your date bad quickly? Huh?
I wrote that chapter because guys do so many stupid things during a date. They don't know they turned it bad.
Okay. These are the things that they do. You're not telling us how to do it.
I'm telling you what the guys do on a regular basis.
Okay. All right. I like this. Winning that special someone. That's interesting. Ooh, so you want to date your best friend. Now, I know that sometimes being friends with an individual is very important to certain relationships. Like me, for instance, I want to be best friends with my spouse. And I really wanted that connection. So this is interesting. Now, we weren't best friends before we got married, though. But this sounds like an interesting chapter. So you want to date your best friend, because sometimes people think, it can be a little convoluted. You already have the friendship there, and then you try to make something else out of it. We've seen it in movies and TV shows. And like, no, we don't want to do that because we're friends. All right. So that seems interesting. What to do when the relationship is over? Uh-oh. This sounds like a very good manual you have here. Uh-huh. Here's another one, from married to divorced with children. Okay, that's good because you do have blended families coming in. You even mentioned about your own and what you should do for that. So I tried to give you guys some teasers, okay? So you could go ahead and make sure that you purchase this book. Let me read some more comments before we actually get out of here on today. Deidre says, it's awesome that he got such great support from the family. And Deidre also says, quality time. That can be both partners, primarily love language, but look totally different to each partner. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is good. I'm going to have to take time and read this. Oh, you have one on online dating. Okay. You're getting more and more of that nowadays as well. The online dating, especially with COVID. People probably migrated to the computer and social media a whole lot more. Oh, goodness. Brandy said these chapters sound scandalous and she loves it. Oh, goodness. She and her husband are both writers as well. And they have a series coming out. And so it's intriguing her. Oh, this is funny, guys. Look at this. I said Brandy and her husband has series coming out, and Sirius just lit up like I was asking her a question. Never mind. All right, so Deidre says she's going to order this book. I do encourage each of you to make sure that you order this book. I think it will be a good asset to your library, and you can. There's a lot of things we can probably learn in here. Wow, I keep seeing stuff as I'm going. So let me log off of this. Getting married young. Ooh, interesting. All right.
That going on too.
What was that?
I said there's a lot of that going on too.
Yes, it is. It is. Okay. I'm not going to read the name of chapter 19, but I want y'all to buy the book because that's going to be a really She knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to read that. Some of the mothers may be watching my show right now, so I'm not going to read that. Some of the church mothers might be watching. Okay, well, this has been great. Do you have any final thoughts for us? Anything that you want to share with us as we are encouraging people to make sure that they purchase your book? You're also a motivational speaker, so you do come out. So maybe in your wrapping up on today, tell them how they can reach out to you as well. But first, give us your final thoughts and then give us that information.
Well, I thank you, everybody, for participating in this show. I thank Annette for inviting me on. Please buy the book. Also, in order to find me, I would say go to Just Ask Dre on Facebook or Instagram, either one. I'm on both. And I'll soon have a website up. It's in the works at the moment. Should be up by next week. So I'll be easy to find. You can even Google me, Andre A.J. Carter. Yep, that's it.
Okay, all right. So that's simple enough, guys. He's telling you where you can get in contact with him and how to reach out to him. So let's see. Deidre says, let us all remember chapter 19 once we get the book. Yeah, Michelle wants me to say it. Michelle, you're going to get me in trouble. You're going to get me in trouble, Michelle. I'm gonna encourage you guys to make sure that you reach out. Go to Amazon again. I've showed you a couple of times during this segment where you can actually purchase the book. And we're going to go back in and make sure that any other publishing companies that you can get them from, that you'll have access to that as well. But Amazon is the main one that we can immediately direct you to. So again, sir, thank you so much for joining us on today. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on and sharing, and appreciate what you've done, even in penning this book and trying to make sure that you pay it forward and help individuals, especially after what you've experienced yourself, and wanting to make the world a better place, if you will. Deidre says, this is such a wonderful interview and conversation. So needed. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, guys. So we're going to get out of here on today. We do encourage you to go to my website, GetCaughtinANetRadio.com, to catch up on anything that we have upcoming, any past shows. You can always find us there. And also remember, as we stated, that we are definitely going to have the video portion of today's segment uploaded to my YouTube channel, as you have heard the actual audio portion on today. So I'm gonna get us set up here so we can end our segment on today. But this has been tremendous. And again, I just want to thank you and appreciate you again for taking time out. He's a busy man. Taking time out of your busy schedule to join us on today. We were trying to make our connections and everything, and we finally did it. So I am forever grateful. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Michelle, I appreciate you coming in. Michelle Miller, you're going to have to be nice and rewind so you can listen to the entire segment on today. When you get an opportunity, you can listen to it. So I think I saw something else there. Wonderful show, Annette. Get caught in the net. Thank you for sharing, Andre. All the best to you. So yeah, you have a lot of them that are very excited about hearing about your book on today. And again, I am definitely going to take my time and go and listen, read this book. I'm going to do it on Kindle. We'll see.
Don't forget to
But I'm going to make sure. What was that?
Don't forget to put them reviews up.
Oh, there you go. See, guys, make sure you do that.
Get caught in a net with